everybody, welcome to the House of Hamm. I am the Empress of the Manor, always. And we have the
Lady Shadington.
Oh, Lady Shadington now, not the Lady of Shade. She's changed her name,
Yes.
which is her prerogative. And in between us, we have our sister, Dorothy, who, do you have a title yet?
Dutchess of Delulu. Why not?
We have the Dutchess of Delulu.
That's the name I would have given you. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Again,
well, I am Lady Shadington,
So we have a great show today. We're going to get into topics. We're going to talk about what we're working on, what would the Aunties say, and then, of course, everybody's favorite segment, Full-Chested Fails. And I've got a good one today. So let's get into the show. Hey, everybody. We are back, and we're going to talk about what we're working on. I will do what I'm working on first. I actually have someone paying me to make this, so I'm feeling real cool.
Oh,
it's a blanket. And it's kind of getting heavy. Of course, it's a variegated yarn. See, it's a big old,
very nice.
and it's the Karen anniversary cake. It was kind of spendy. And then some other yarn. I've actually kind of run out now, so now I'm just kind of using whatever I can. Actually, no, I have some white. I bought white yarn to kind of break up the variegation.
A little more contrast.
Well, yeah, because I don't like the way that the colors flow into each other. Because it's a real hard, it's a hard transition, and not, you know how some variegations it'll transition with
Almost
other cool colors. Yes. And so this is just a really hard transition. So so I tried to break it up with white, and now that I've run out of variegated yarn, the rest of it will be white. It's supposed to be a spread for a king size bed.
Oh my.
Yeah. And then I bought these really cool yarns, and I think I'm going to make myself some clothes. But aren't these cool?
Yeah.
Those are
Those
so
are
nice.
cute.
I love the colors. And
Right.
very
interesting.
bright me. But see how the gradient is, it's not like a hard transition.
Like depending on what pattern you choose to stitch with, it would do it like very graduated.
Yeah, and so I have a pattern for a skirt. It's going to be really cool. Now, Aunt Lisa, what are you working on?
Well, okay. So I did not bring my seed catalog, but any gardener knows what I am doing this month.
So is it time to buy seeds?
It is
or plant
actually,
seeds,
yes,
or?
actually, if I were a content creator, I probably would have bought seeds like last month or November, so that I could make my January seed
and so
content.
Okay, so I have a question. What do you plant now? Do you plant stuff for spring now, or
well, and that's just it. You've got to do some planting, and so for this month, will probably be a lot more seed purchasing, planning what's going where in my garden, and maybe if we keep having the mild winter, I might start trying to put some compost and fertilizer down in my beds early. But so there are some things like.
But don't you have to have plants before you fertilize, or you just?
Well, you might want to fertilize earlier so that the fertilizer or the compost or whatever you're using, you got to make sure that it has enough chance to integrate and won't burn your plants.
Oh.
Compost doesn't usually burn, but if you do other fertilizers, those can burn. So again, I'm this month planning maybe some seeds starting, because some of them take a long time. Like onions take a long time.
Well, I know my cantaloupe actually took a long time, and so I'm hoping to maybe plant them earlier. And the tomatoes, to plant them earlier.
Well, and that's where you want to make if you want to make your own starts, so they're a good size when you put them in the bed. Okay. And that's one of the things I did not do well last year. I was a lazy gardener, so I'm trying to get the planting done, and my seedlings that are going to need a long germination, a long process. There's some that can take up to 10 to 12 weeks, and then you're trying to plant them so you put them out when you want them to go out. Okay. So for January and February is probably going to be planting and seed starting. Okay, that's all I'm going to be doing.
All right.
I'm going to try and send you pictures going forward.
Okay, good.
So you can know what I'm planting.
Course, I guess I'm going to try to have to do some starts. So I have a little, like a portable greenhouse.
Yes.
So I'm thinking maybe I can get my little starts in there.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll do an episode where we plant my starts. We'll see.
Well, yeah. So, that would make sense. So no matter, so kind of like no matter how big or little it's going to be, I definitely got to at least get my seeds, plan out what's going where, start timing which starts have to be planted and when they have to be planted.
Okay.
And, so I'm just going to try and get better about sending you pictures, so I'm just not talking about it.
Yes, because I don't always remember to take pictures when I go over. So
So.
All right, Dutchess. I know you do art. So what are you working on? And you can send me some pictures of your art, and when I'm editing, I will.
Okay, cool. Actually, recently, I think it's really cool learning about the things that you're both doing, because hearing you talk about it, I realize how much a very like it's immersive, like it's a severe undertaking to do any of the things that we choose to do, even if it's something that we really like. Like the way you just explained that, so beautiful. Like I tried to do tomatoes like a year and a half ago. Definitely didn't work.
Just get a start.
I did. I have a couple.
Okay.
A couple different ones. I had some peppers. I had some mint.
Easy.
I had some mint.
Mint grows like a weed.
Mint is a weed.
I think I might have gotten Mama's black thumb. We're not going to talk about it. Anyway.
Well, but hold on a second, though. Let's talk about it, because I used to say that my kids are lucky to be alive. That I could make anything live. My kids are lucky to be alive. And
that's the one weed I keep growing, okay? Like,
exactly. And so last year I decided I'm going to really give this a real try. And I had the most amazing garden. I'm like super excited about gardening. And I made red pepper sauce with my tomatoes, and tomato sauce, marinara sauce with my tomatoes. I made pickles with my cucumbers. I'm going to need one of you to grow me some habaneros. That's all I ask.
Oh, peppers.
Peppers are
harder.
Finicky.
Yeah.
When you said they're easy, I'm like,
no, I said they're not easy.
Oh, they're not.
I said they're not easy.
I'm like, that's not true. They are not easy.
I grew two sad. They were so tiny, little red peppers, and I was thinking,
I'm gonna rip their earrings.
Kind of. Well, I really thought, I'm gonna use these for my red pepper sauce, and they did go in the red pepper sauce, but
I got one poblano.
They were so
it was
tiny.
Weak.
It was weak.
It was
a
weak
poblano.
So funny.
But here's what grew really well in my garden. I think kind of knowing your area too can make a difference. Because my garden is in my front yard because it gets the most sun, like
from all angles.
Yes,
throughout the day.
Exactly. And so what grew really well was the tomatoes grew really well. The cucumbers I didn't think were growing well until I was like, I see a cucumber. I'm going to go get it and harvest it. And then I'm like, and there's another one and another one and another one.
Then she realizes she's been growing gherkins.
Right. And then same thing with the cantaloupes. I actually got two fairly good sized cantaloupes, and they were delicious.
They were adorable.
And what didn't grow well was like my Brussels sprouts. I was kind of sad about it. Because I think when I planted them, and because I do get so much sun, they went to seed plus in a matter of days.
Well, the beginning of the season last year was also a little too hot, too early.
It really, really was.
So Mother Nature does play a part always.
But it did. I mean, it went to seed. It went to seed really, really quickly. I mean, it was. I planted it, and I was like, they're looking good. And then I'm like, wait, there are flowers on that. And Brussels sprouts, if you get flowers on it,
they're done.
That's it. Yeah. And
do the flowers do anything? Can you use them for something?
They can look pretty. They can be pollinators.
Okay.
They can become seeds, and you can go ahead and start over for next year. But
that's pretty much it.
Wow.
And same thing with salad. The salad is because I did a whole bunch of salad so that I could have it. And I got a couple of really good like clippings because basically the way salad works is you can cut it and it'll just come back.
Okay.
And so I got enough, like I think it was like 3 times I got salad. And I had so much. I gave some to Lisa. I gave some to Amanda. I gave it away because I had so much.
Salad, it just keeps coming back.
Right. and then when it got too hot, the salad it was really funny. It just looked wilty. I was like, pretty much. I was like, oh, it's looking so wilty. And so some of them got flowers, and some of them just went wilty and just didn't. It was like, yeah. So I pulled it up, and then I planted in its place. I planted some greens, and the carrots that never came up.
Carrots also need a long time.
Yeah. And so that's something I would be more apt, I think, or prone to plant earlier because it took so long.
And because you guys talk about appropriate location and temperature and stuff, I feel like that's another part of the serious undertaking of the concept of gardening, because people who live in states all over everywhere, some of the cities and things that they live in do not accommodate for the things that they want to grow. And so you have to kind of go the extra mile.
Well, yeah, that's true. Guys. I mean, I have an orange tree sitting over by my window.
That's pretty cool.
So
I love that though.
When it gets nice out, I will put it outside and hopefully I'll have oranges.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a lot of learning curve, and there's a lot of failure. Even experienced gardeners, even content creators,
true.
If they're honest, they sometimes talk about things that didn't work for them, things that they didn't get the right production, things that really aren't worth the time and effort.
There is a lot of trial and error for sure.
And there's some stuff that is like, well, I'm not growing these again because there's no use.
Don't be a greedy boy.
Although I will try with poblanos again.
And the thing is, because it's something you keep doing it, you're bound to get better at it. There's like almost no way you can't because you keep going.
But I would say plant some more tomatoes. Tomatoes are easy, so they're fairly easy.
Well,
depending on what kind of tomato, perhaps.
Depending on
there are so many factors for everything. I would say there's a reason tomatoes are the #1 crop grown in America.
Yeah,
botany is literally a science. So I mean, like.
But seriously, I would say tomatoes are easy.
Cucumbers generally easy.
Yeah, a lot of the herbs, but you just kind of got to keep an eye on them so they don't.
If you just keep cutting them, you're gonna be
they'll keep coming back. You can like do like a little herb thing and sit it in your window, and then you can use it for cooking.
Oh, fair. And I do love cooking.
So I want to, but so anyways, but you're supposed to talk about your art.
Oh yes, okay, that's fair. Well, I've been actively selling my art for like about 5 months now. So that's pretty cool. Right now, I'm still kind of a bit like broad spectrum when it comes to how I do my art, but a lot of it does have kind of like a 3D effect to it. And some of my stuff is more edgy because I'll put like unstringed words or slang on it. But right now, in the phase of my art, what I'm doing is I'm working on the concept of sustainability, because one thing I do for the people who buy my art, I let them know my stuff is a little bit like fingerprints, and I'm still kind of in my like early stages of art. So if I make something and it breaks or it comes apart a little bit, I just tell them to either send me a picture of it or bring it back to me. I'll make them a new piece of art.
Okay.
So like one of the things is like getting the canvases, that's all well and good, but then figuring out how someone's going to display that piece of art in their home is another part of that concept. And I feel like that's the sustainability part for me, because if I make it easier for them to put it in their home, it'll be easier for them to want to take it.
Okay.
I was looking through my pictures and stuff yesterday. I'm pretty sure I've sold or made somewhere in between nearly 100 pieces of art.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome. Okay, you're gonna send me some pictures, and I will put them here, there,
somewhere.
All right.
You do that, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that is what we're working on. All right, we are back, and I actually have a topic that I would like to discuss. So, this is just me and my dating experience. We know I'm dating, and I am on the apps. So I met this guy, and he kind of fit the criteria. I thought he was attractive. We're having good conversation, and he can actually hold a conversation, not just one word or you're pretty or just whatever. I've had some crazy stuff. So we decided to exchange numbers. So I'm like, okay, this is good. We're exchanging numbers. We're gonna, we're getting off the app and we're gonna start engaging with each other. Great. So then I kind of, put out there, because I've told Lisa before, I don't think I've told you, when I'm dating, I prefer to meet for like coffee or drinks because it's less of a waste of time if there's no
connection.
Yeah.
No chemistry.
You don't have to slog through a
and there's
dinner
a bit more of a broad daylight concept.
Right.
Way more casual. Like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
If you want to go, I can go. I'll buy the coffee. See you later. Bye. Like,
and I have done that before.
Hey,
Here, let me pay for your coffee. I gotta go.
if I recall correctly, I think my big sister said once that the dating pool has pee in it.
Yeah, that's about right. That is about right. So then we're talking. We're talking about getting together, and of course he starts some of the things that weren't red flags to me before, but are now.
Ooh.
So he starts getting sexual, which for me is a bit of a red flag if we're just started talking, right?
There's gotta be a finesse to it that can make it an orange flag as opposed to full red.
Exactly. And so he apologizes. So I'm like, okay, we'll move it to the orange category. But then he starts talking about having a roommate, which I'm sorry, he's the same age as me. And at my big old age, he has a roommate.
But then you gotta ask yourself, is it actually a roommate or is it like his mom?
Okay.
Come on now.
Well, there are all kinds of things going through my mind. Okay, but I'm not done yet. Let me finish.
Wait, because there's more.
Exactly. So then he's like, oh, well, would I be able to come over to your house? I'm like, no, I have kids. And he was like, well, yeah, I could come over when your kids aren't there. I'm like, my kids are here all the time. And you're not doing it right. Exactly. I was like, and you're not coming over to my house. And I was like, but you have a house. I mean, just a roommate. If it's just a roommate, of course, someone you're dating would come over to your house, right? You would think. Oh, well, no, I have a roommate. You can't come over. I'm like, ooh, ding, 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 ding. And so in my head, I'm like, so his roommate is either his girlfriend, his wife, or an ex.
Or a boyfriend.
Or boyfriend.
Or his mom.
Or his mom.
I'm sorry.
So I belong to a couple of groups on Facebook.
Oh,
are we good?
Yes. So I decide I'm gonna post this picture on Are We Dating the Same Guy? So as I get ready to, because I'm going in, get my screenshots, and stuff. As I get ready to go, I'm all prepped up. As I get ready to go into Are We Dating the Same Guy and post this picture of this guy, what do you think of it?
Somebody else did it.
It was already there, and it said, who was with him last night?
No.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
No, ma'am.
And you weren't with him last night. You had coffee, right?
No, I wasn't with him last night. We were just talking.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You weren't.
Yeah, he and I, we were just messaging back and forth, and texting back and forth.
So he's got a jealous girlfriend and someone else he was with, and somebody, at least 3. So that's
clearly when he doesn't have his warm meat between his ears because he should have known better.
I mean, men hate that stuff.
But I mean, oh my God, it still gets worse.
Oh, huh? Oh, the sexual predator?
No.
Oh my God.
The girlfriend or wife or whatever she is.
The significant other.
Because of course I wasn't the only person to chime in.
Because apparently there was just a comment thread.
And so all I posted was I was just coming to put his picture on here. Thanks for the info, ladies. That's all I put. Mm-hmm. She then goes into this whole thing, and I was going to read it, but I realized it's on my phone. I'm recording on my phone.
Right, yeah.
But she goes into this whole thing about how He's cheated on her over 40 times with multiple women. The last woman he cheated on her with, he was with for a year and a half. He's got kids. He's got, all this stuff that he says he doesn't have, and so for me, I wanted to, but remember how we talked about how sometimes I'll read something and I'll start typing and then I'm like, delete. Because I was really going to go into, why do you put up with that? And she did say something like, well, I know it looks bad on me that I'm still with him. And I was just like,
how many cheats have you got in this time?
Kind of does.
Well, at some point, unless the only way.
How many times is too many? That's my question.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say to her, you teach people how to treat you, and how many times is too many? Or have you considered polyamory? Because technically she's in a poly relationship already anyway.
That's a terrible example.
It is a bad example, but
that's why people look at polyamorous people.
Right, I understand that. I do understand that, but I mean, it would be better for that situation because he's going to do it anyway, and she's not going to leave.
But at some point, you gotta realize that y'all just don't like each other.
Right.
Come on.
I mean, clearly.
Because for all of that, she could have been bopping.
Well, the only question.
She wanted.
Yeah.
No, the question I might
change because she's like the visibly, actively putting him out there isn't doing anything, but apparently boosting his ratings.
Right.
But
if thank you, universe, for looking out for me.
Yes.
That's God. That's the universe. You can say whatever it is. My angels, whoever, somebody's looking out for me.
So one thing I always want to know is, are you a stay-at-home mom?
Right.
Or are you in an abusive relationship? Because, of course, that gets normalized. And that's why people can stay through 40. Because for me, if you look at a woman for 40 minutes, no, I'm just kidding. That's a slight exaggeration. Slight. But you understand what I'm saying. One cheat I've always been kind of no nonsense and strict about it, and I don't really care what anyone else has to say about it. I don't. If you stand me up, we're done.
Oh, absolutely. And you only got 15 minutes to show up.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Because I do not have time to waste.
And within that 15 minutes, you could text me or call me and say, look, this is all right. I had a flat tire, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, flat tire, we have to reschedule because that's at least an hour out.
Right.
No, so that's a valid one.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There are valid ways. But if you just don't show,
just go full ghost. Absolutely not.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I could have been home reading a book. You already wasted an hour of reading time.
I could have been at home watching my stories.
So I don't like the somewhat, the skirting the victim blaming. But I agree with you. I do agree that you kind of show people how to treat you. And in this day and age, there are ways to get support and community if you really want to go.
That's true.
Yeah. But, so those are two things that I really want to find out again. But then again, still, thank you, universe. You ain't got to return any more of his calls.
Well, and that's just it. And that was the thought was because I was going to respond, and then I was like, you know what?
Yeah. Probably got more red flags than Silverwood. It sounds like. So I mean,
right?
Well, and I was just like, been a red flag parade, please. But I decided we're not friends. I don't know this lady. I don't need to respond.
You don't, because you don't know where her head's at. But
I mean, if it were, say, my little sister, sure, I'd have that conversation.
Like, we got to have that conversation.
My friend,
and if you don't talk to me for 6 months, that's your choice.
Right.
But come on.
Right.
It's like I tried to give you the softest version of the girl get up speech. That I could.
Exactly. Well, and I know that there are women because I have met some who that's just not. It's not their journey. It's not their to not.
Yeah, just like
right,
I know
to put up with it. I'll just put up with it. I will
because
stay
mom put up with it.
Call it a certain type of navigation at that point.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
because you figured out the pinpoints of the scenario, and then you're like, you know what? Since this is just A, B, and C, we're gonna go about it here, and here.
Right.
Yep.
So, but no, you're right. How many is too many? I'm going to say that depends on the woman.
See, for me, it's
but for me, one. Okay.
Yeah.
And
But and of course, I'm not no slight to polyamory either, because I do understand what it is and how it works. And yeah, that's not it either.
That's not either. That is not really
functional. Healthy examples of it, actually.
Well, I know that's not how
it.
I think a lot of people who are in polyamory would probably tell you that's not how it works.
Right.
Not really.
Yeah. No, really, that's not how it works.
It's not how it works.
All right, we are going to move on. All right, we are back, and we are going to get into what would the aunties say. We're all auntie age, so
yeah.
And we're all aunties too, as well.
Yeah,
so,
we are.
But we're gonna get into what would the aunties say. My son has picked out some Reddit stories, so I'm gonna read this one. All right, it says, "Am I the jerk for refusing to close my curtains after my neighbors sent me a letter complaining about seeing into my house?"
I'm sorry,
finish.
Pervert.
I haven't even gotten there yet.
It's giving ugly naked guy from Friends.
Ugly what?
Ugly naked guy from Friends.
I don't know.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, am I the jerk for refusing to close my curtains after my neighbors sent me a letter complaining about seeing into my house? We moved into a new building a few months ago, and honestly, we've been loving it. Nice neighborhood, quiet street, good layout. No complaint until now. Yesterday, we got a letter in the mail from someone who lives in the houses behind ours. And when I say behind, I mean there's an entire wash and a road between us. I looked it up, and it's literally over 200 feet from her window to mine. The letter was very polite in that passive-aggressive way where someone is being nice but also telling you what to do. It said something like, "Congrats on your new home. I live across the way, and although our homes aren't very close, I can see directly into your house from my living room and backyard. I can clearly see you walking around your kitchen and even when you get things from your refrigerator." Then she said, while she was happy to have new neighbors, she would prefer not to have a view into our home and suggested we might want to consider getting blinds or curtains for our privacy. I had to read it a few times to make sure I was understanding correctly. The woman who lives 200 plus feet away with a wash and a road between us is asking me to close my curtains so that she doesn't have to see into my house from over 200 feet away, where she would have to be actively watching to even notice what I'm doing in my kitchen. Like, if you can see me getting stuff from my fridge from that distance, you are staring. That's not a casual glance out your window. That's surveillance. My first reaction was honestly just to laugh about it. Then I got kind of annoyed because the audacity of telling someone else to cover their windows so you can have yours open and enjoy your view is wild. Why don't you close your curtains if it bothers you so much? My partner thinks we should just ignore it and go about our lives. I agree, but I also kind of want to make a point now. Like, I wasn't planning on doing anything weird, but now part of me wants to just
walk around naked.
Seriously.
Part of me wants to just live aggressively uncurtained out of spite. Maybe some enthusiastic dancing while cooking.
Heck yeah.
Really give her something to write about. Write another letter about. Am I the jerk for not closing my curtains and honestly considering being more visible out of spite?
No,
not at all.
Absolutely not.
Honestly, I'd walk around in my underwear.
That's what I'm saying.
Like every intro from every teen movie, the girl just jumping around, t-shirt and undies. Let's go.
I mean, what? Really, I can see.
What is a wash?
I think it's a swale. I'm assuming
swale.
a
Okay.
swale or a
All
wash.
right. Okay.
You know, just that ditch between the road.
Yeah.
And the,
okay. That's what
so
I'm like.
Alleyway.
I'm like, I gotta go look it up.
No, it's like a.
It's a swale. No, the word you're looking for is swale. You have that indent in the land, and usually water of some sort
will collects in there. In your yard.
Okay.
Like the runoff will go.
I'm gonna look it up, but
I think that's what it is.
That sounds reasonable.
I didn't know what a swale was until I worked for a landscaping company.
That seems like the exact time to learn that information.
I did. I had to learn it. Now I work for a roofing company. I know what a flashing is.
I'm so proud. That's pretty badass.
There you go.
Yeah.
All
you need was read the top line of that. I'm like, what do you mean?
So that means she's nosy as hell.
Right. That's her fucking problem.
And,
like,
oh, sorry.
Absolutely.
I know I'm not supposed to be cursing.
That is absolutely
but my
problem,
response might be, take a copy of that letter, write FU on it.
Forget the letter. I might make signs to put in my window for her to see.
Something. I'm like, you're not supposed to be looking into my
decorative lights.
You're not supposed to be looking into someone's house.
Right.
Any decent person knows that.
Would be a sign that said "Enjoy the view."
Right.
So there are things. I got curtains.
There are things you do for your own comfort level of privacy in your home.
Right.
But I swear to God, if anybody sent me a letter telling me I needed to get blinds,
everybody gets. I'm giving the whole neighborhood.
I would be like, I might masturbate in front of that thing.
Oh my God!
I got you. Get some blinds right
here. No.
Like and subscribe.
Here's my Patreon.
No, my OnlyFans. The first show is free, but now we're charging.
Right?
I can teach you, but I have to charge.
Yes,
I'm saying.
You're welcome.
That is.
All right. Well, not the jerk, and the neighbor needs to get a life.
And curtains.
And some
curtains.
Close her own damn curtains.
Close her eyes. Yeah.
Her eyes, her curtains.
Yeah,
something.
Something.
Close her yap for sure.
Yeah. High five on closing her yap.
All right, we are back, and we are coming around to everybody's favorite segment, Full-Chested Fails. And that is when someone gets on the internet and does or says the most audacious things with their full chest. And oh my God, when I saw this one, I was like, I got to put it on the show, but viewer discretion advised.
Oh?
Okay. All right, here we go.
First wedding proposal idea ever.
That's already a bad idea.
Stop it. Your man said that.
She's crying for the damaged car.
Duh. The fuck?
There's a specific kind of human that does this type of stuff.
Does he really think she wants to marry him now?
Should I get married too? This stupid idiot.
Don't you dare. Really?
Ew!
Is she pregnant too? No. Okay. Absolutely not, though.
Fuck no.
Are all his buddies mechanics and they're gonna fix that shit?
He said, don't worry, I will get you a new car too.
This is a specific kind of.
She still can't accept the fact that he's an idiot.
She's gonna have fucking nightmares.
This is their culture. This is their culture. No.
The absolute. Okay, everybody involved needs fucking therapy.
I would say they need their asses whooped. Okay, so let me play devil's advocate and tell you the only scenario where something like this might actually work is when he's getting out the car with the flowers and the ring, someone is pulling up with a new car.
There should have been a bigger truck, and he should have pulled that thing out with the flowers. Is what it should have been.
There should have been some. I mean, but I'm talking like a nice new car. That's what I mean. Yeah. A new car pulling up behind me.
I think she's too traumatized to even think straight.
Oh my God. Yes.
I don't think she's thinking that's romantic.
She needs to run like her hair is on fire.
Because it is, whether she knows it or not.
Oh my God.
He's going to kill her.
Friends are here, kind of, yes.
Forget that. But he's gonna even to do something like that as a prank. That's horrifying. Not a prank.
That's a crime.
Exactly. That's
vandalism.
Trauma. And you're using that. I mean, you saw how she was crying. She was screaming and then sobbing.
She thought she was an actual heaving
sobs. I can't even. I like I said.
The point of a prank is that everybody's supposed to laugh.
Right.
The point of a prank is it's not supposed to hurt anybody
or
borderline on crime.
It is a crime.
Have nightmares.
I don't doubt for 1 minute.
She's gonna have nightmares.
She's gonna have nightmares.
She is absolutely.
I don't doubt for 1 minute she's going to have nightmares.
I was watching it, going, "What the? Oh my God!" And here's what's even worse, though:
destroying property like that.
Here's what's worse: is there were 5 guys and someone was driving that van. Mm-hmm. So there were at least 6 people that he said, "I'm going to do this," and they were like,
"Oh,
yeah, what the hell?"
Exactly. I wouldn't want to be near any of them. None of them. I would be like, "Look, we're done. Don't talk to me. None of you motherfuckers need to ever talk to me again."
Like, there had to have been a surrounding grouping of people. I was like, "Nah, we don't do that."
It's like that's got to be
because it doesn't look.
That is not rage bait.
That looks real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that's got to be rage bait.
Sounded real.
If it's not rage bait, you need to take that to the police and your employer and get the fuck out of Dodge.
Right. Well, I mean, he completely. That car's not drivable anymore.
No, that's what I'm saying.
The freaking window.
They totally. The vandalism to the car alone is probably a felony because I guarantee they did more than $600 worth of damage to that van.
Yeah, but
so you're marrying a fucking felon,
but
and all in the his wedding party. A bunch of felons.
Yeah, that's just
no.
I feel like they almost staged the proposal because they wanted to see if they could get away with vandalism. They're like, you know what?
The thing is if he's willing to go this far for this, and it's supposed to be a good thing.
What does he do when he's angry and they're fighting over how to raise the kids and whether or not she's going to be a stay-at-home mom? There is no character. I mean, it's a huge character flaw in all the men involved to think that is somehow funny. You're going to go and terrorize the woman you love to propose.
I would venture to say he does not love her.
I feel like there's lots of I feel like there's lots of dirt roads and sidewinding roads wherever they came from. There's lots of roads that don't have lots of traffic where they come from. They
exactly.
Everybody's going to know about that by the time they get home.
Yeah.
Well, that's
everybody
why
knows about it now.
And you know that girl mama don't like that dude. You know.
Well, if she did, or if she does still support him, there's something wrong with her. And again, pack your shit
and run like your hair is on fire
and get the fuck out of Dodge.
Yep.
Anybody who supports that, you need to remove yourself. Remove yourself from them, because nothing else he does at this point is going to be abnormal to them, because that is terrifying.
But also
that is traumatic.
If that was staged, they didn't tell her everything, because that was a viscerally genuine reaction.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna do a thing or something," but like, no way that was staged. No. I mean, that everything is fake.
How freaking horrible!
That was awful.
That's terrible.
But that was the full-chested fail. Like I said, I saw it and I was like, "Oh my God!"
That was diabolically more than a fail somehow.
Well, and it would be interesting to find out if they're still engaged.
Yeah, how old is
how is
that?
that video?
I don't know how old the video is, but because a lot of women will, even if they don't want to get married for the sake of saving.
If it's public, they will.
Yeah, that's
if
what I'm
it's
saying.
public, they'll say yes and then later go no.
That strikes me as a
So-
situation where you probably wouldn't be painted into the proper corner if you said no later.
Well, that also, right. And again,
Right.
she was
That-
traumatized.
she was
traumatized.
And probably
Well, you
didn't
could
feel
tell.
comfortable enough.
That's
to
why I
say
said
no.
it did
Yeah.
seem real. She stood there. She was like standing there, like kind of scared and disoriented and
Mhm.
sobbing when she hugged him. Probably not because it was so much love and
You and I
felt
have talked
romantic.
about public proposals before too,
I fucking hate.
because of how cringe it is.
It's cringe.
But also, I think you and I, like, you were the first person you and me talked about it in a way, because it's like, depending upon the scenario or the setting. Like, if somebody proposed to you at like an NBA basketball game,
Right.
don't leave homie on the court high and dry like that. Come on, get your kudos and stuff, and then pull him aside later. Be like, hey, you backed me into a corner. That was kind of messed up. We'll talk about this later.
Here's what I think.
Homie put
Okay.
himself in a corner.
I was getting ready to go there. The thing is if you most, I feel like men are not going to propose unless they know it's a sure thing anyway, right? So don't plan a public proposal unless you know you're going to get a yes.
That I respect.
So
100%.
I mean, I don't
makes perfect
have a
sense.
problem with a public proposal, but I do think if you plan a public proposal, you should be certain that you're going to get a yes.
Well,
But also, how
You're
did
an
you go through
extrovert.
all of that work and
I
girls
am
that
an
shook?
extrovert. I am an extrovert, so I would be like, oh, no, a public proposal. You also got to know who you're proposing to.
That's
like
what
the
I'm
girls
saying.
that run away screaming and crying when a dude does like a flash mob. I'm like, but how do you undertake something so out there and so bold and so extravagant, and nobody, like, I don't know how genuinely surprised I would be at that point, but also like, you're so shook, you're really just gonna, yeah. I think the
But
amount
the
of
thing
elaborate
is, if you're
for it-
proposing marriage, you should have already talked about it.
That's fair,
talked
too.
about yeah, I see a future with you, and I do want to get married.
Yeah.
And and know that person is like, yeah, I see a future with you also, and I also want to get married, or I when that time comes, I want to marry you. Or a lot of men will feel women out for the kind of ring that they want, because that's actually kind of a big thing.
And you'll be like,
Yeah.
it's
and
like,
so,
talk to my best friend. She knows.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go to
but
my
then
sister.
that person, he's thinking about it.
Mhm.
And so at some point you're going to get a proposal. And so whether it's but again, it's also about knowing your partner. If you know that you're dating someone that's an introvert, then the public proposal will be mortifying for them. Something small and intimate will probably be better. If you know that you're dating an extrovert, public proposal would probably
Fireworks
be
in the
fine.
sky.
Yeah, exactly.
Flash mob,
Billboard.
singing chorus on the sidewalk, mariachi band,
Yeah,
all that.
of that. But I mean, I think sometimes what happens is proposals happen out of desperation. Proposals happen out of obligation and not 100%.
Stagnancy, maybe
Yes,
even like
and-
you're just comfortable.
And I think public
then
ones
not-
are public pressure.
Exactly.
Sometimes,
So
not
sometimes,
always.
Yes, they
Not
are
always.
public. They are pressure to make something happen or try to improve a relationship. The things that aren't going to improve a failing relationship is a proposal or a kid. So
that'd be great.
all right. So that was the full chest fail, and we are going to get out of here. We have, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And we wish you nothing but love and light. It did stop.